Ever felt that unsettling chill when the boss is away? Or when the substitute teacher just isn't cutting it? Imagine that feeling, but on a global scale. That, my friends, is the eerie, exhilarating, and often terrifying world of the power vacuum. We're diving headfirst into what happens when central authority vanishes into thin air. We'll explore the bizarre causes, the earth-shattering significance, and the wild outcomes when the world suddenly finds itself without a clear leader. One notable example is the collapse of the Roman Empire. As Rome's central authority weakened, power vacuums emerged across its vast territories. This led to widespread instability, with various factions vying for control. The consequences were far-reaching, including economic decline, social fragmentation, and the rise of new kingdoms that reshaped the map of Europe. In more recent history, the fall of Saddam Hussein in Iraq created a significant power vacuum. The dismantling of the existing government and military structures led to a surge in sectarian violence and the rise of extremist groups like ISIS. The long-term effects of this power vacuum continue to destabilize the region, with ongoing conflicts and humanitarian crises. The collapse of the Soviet Union also led to power vacuums in Eastern Europe and Central Asia. Newly independent states struggled to establish stable governments and economies, leading to corruption, organized crime, and regional conflicts. The consequences of these power vacuums are still felt today, with some countries struggling to consolidate democratic institutions and overcome economic challenges. Understanding power vacuums isn't just for history buffs. It's like getting a backstage pass to history's wildest parties. It offers crucial insights into how societies crumble, rebuild, and sometimes just go completely off the rails. So, what exactly are we talking about when we say power vacuum? Is it just a fancy term for a really bad Monday? Not quite. A power vacuum is that awkward political moment when there's no clear leader, no dominant authority, and everyone's looking around wondering who's in charge. Think of it as a global game of musical chairs, but the music just stopped and nobody has a seat. These voids can pop up for a few dramatic reasons. Maybe a colossal empire finally crumbles under its own weight, like a historical Jenga tower. Or perhaps a powerful nation decides to pack up its bags and leave a region, creating an instant leadership gap. Sometimes the government just implodes from within, a spectacular display of internal instability. But here's the kicker: nature and history absolutely abhors a vacuum. Something or someone always rushes in to fill that void. Why should we care about these political black holes? Because power vacuums are where the truly interesting stuff happens. They're not just footnotes, they're the main event. They can unleash utter chaos, turning regions into a free-for-all brawl where everyone's vying for control. But paradoxically, they also create incredible opportunities for new players, new ideas, and entirely new ways of doing things. It's like a massive, unexpected sale at the world's biggest department store. Suddenly, smaller, previously overlooked players get a chance to grab the spotlight and reshape the landscape. All right, enough with the theory. Let's get some concrete examples, shall we? Our first stop takes us way back to the land of ancient Nubia, also known as Kush. When Egypt's mighty new kingdom started to fade, it left a gaping power vacuum in the fertile Nile region. This wasn't a problem for the Nubians. It was an invitation. They seized the opportunity with both hands. While Egypt was busy having an existential crisis, Nubia developed its own distinct, vibrant culture, complete with its unique Meroitic script and impressive pyramids. They weren't just surviving, they were thriving. Eventually, the Nubians even turned the tables, conquering Egypt itself and ruling as the illustrious 25th dynasty. Nubia stands as a shining example of a culture that didn't just fill a power vacuum, but used it to become a major regional player. Let's fast forward a bit. What about some more recent, equally dramatic examples? How about the fall of the Western Roman Empire? When Rome finally gave up the ghost, Europe became the ultimate power vacuum. It wasn't pretty. It led to centuries of political fragmentation, constant conflict, and a general sense of what now? Yet, amidst the chaos, the Christian church stepped up, providing a much-needed sense of stability, preserving learning, and profoundly shaping the emerging European cultures. It was a new kind of power filling an old void. Now let's hop over to Egypt in the early 19th century. After Napoleon's French forces were defeated and withdrew, Egypt found itself in a classic power vacuum, caught between the Mamluks and the Ottomans. Into this void stepped a brilliant, ambitious Ottoman Albanian officer named Muhammad Ali. He skillfully navigated the political landscape, consolidated power, and modernized Egypt, establishing a dynasty that would rule for over a century. These examples show us that power vacuums are not just destructive, they are fertile breeding grounds. They spark new ideas, forge new leaders, and often lead to entirely new ways of organizing societies. So, are power vacuums just dusty relics of history? Absolutely not. They are as relevant today as they ever were, constantly shaping our modern world. When major powers decide to withdraw from a region, whether militarily or politically, they inevitably leave a void. We've seen this play out in recent history, with dramatic and often tragic consequences. Consider the rise of groups like ISIS in Iraq and Syria following the withdrawal of U.S. forces. This created a dangerous power vacuum that extremist groups were all too eager to exploit, leading to immense instability and conflict. Modern power vacuums can lead to widespread instability and conflict, but they also open doors for regional powers to assert their influence. Think about how countries like China and Russia strategically expand their reach into areas where traditional powers have receded. Crucially, these voids can also empower local groups to define their own political destiny for better or worse. Power vacuums are complex, dynamic forces that continue to reshape our geopolitical landscape. So, there you have it. Power vacuums are messy, chaotic, and utterly transformative. They are the ultimate political remix, where the old tracks fade out and new, often unexpected beats drop. They remind us that history is never static. It's a constantly shifting, evolving landscape. The players change, the rules get rewritten, and the game always goes on. Even when the biggest, most dominant players disappear from the stage, the show doesn't stop. The world keeps spinning, and someone, somewhere, is always ready to step up and fill that empty space.